news of rock and roll. Well, hello, and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I'm your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you all can hear me okay, and everything's going all right with you so far today. I hear noise. Wait a second. Bum, 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 bum. Can you hear me still? Okay, there we go. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. It's Friday. It's time to go do that voodoo that we do so well. I'm trying to work on other streams. Some of it's working, and some of it's not. Some of it's just me getting used to all the new stuff. So, all right, guys, we're here. We're here. We're ready for Friday. My co-host, Ryan Cultastic, is here. She's ready to go do that voodoo that we do so well and get this Friday kicked off. Good. Let's do it. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Let's see with this one here.
Finnegan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Finnegan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Pupius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalop the Fifth.
Your Popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Finnegan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Pharaoh Sombrero line of condoms? Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label. A warning label on the box. Not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your Popedom. Will there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
Okay. Is that any?
Right. Good morning, everyone. I'll tell in just a minute. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Let me bring up my co-host, Ryan. We'll see what's going on. Bum. She's not up here. Oh, I changed things so I can actually add people to the scene. There we go. There's Ryan. Good morning, Ryan.
Oh, well. Hello, lady. How are we?
So far, so good. It's all downhill from here, really.
You're lying. And it's Friday, so at least it's like a downhill until weekend. I mean, that's something.
It is a Friday. Yes. I'm so ready. It's been a long week, trying to add all this stuff to the channel has been very challenging. And right now, oh, there it goes. It is working. Okay. Our TikTok is working. I didn't think our TikTok was working. I blessed it. I prayed over it. I did the Jedi mind trick and it's working. Yay. Okay, good. Awesome sauce. So, cool. Miss Ryan, what's going on with you in your world today? Have you had a good week so far?
So far, I have. I had a good week. I've been doing a lot of reading, deep diving, watching a lot of videos, specific like about Epstein stuff, Erica Kirk, etc. I don't know if you heard recently, but Arkansas has decided to open up Camp USA or Camp America. I forget what it's called, but basically going to have TPUSA in every high school in Arkansas because of Sarah Huckabee.
I had not heard that. That's
just yesterday. They had this little conference thingy and talked about it.
That is unfortunate. Is that?
And they want to do that for every high school across the nation, is what Erica Kirk said.
Wow.
I know.
That's scary. Turning Point USA in every high school. I didn't see that. That's bad.
It's just as bad as having PragerU. Like, these are all the same think tank people, dark money, influence, power. If it's bad news bears, man.
Yeah. Of course, the same people. Goodness gracious, no doubt. It just blows my mind how anybody takes any of these people seriously anymore after all we've been through with them, after everywhere we've seen all the horrors they've been put. I see a news article going, conservatives still have a chance in this area. I'm like, what area? What area is that? You haven't been, and it's just crazy. It's crazy. I don't want to go all political on us this morning. I do want to bring up the topic of the show is Christian God isn't love. It's coercion. Again, I told you where I got these topics, and I'm going to just keep doing it. Right? Because it works. It makes it easy. Makes my life easy. It isn't love, though, and we've said that before. It's that the claim of love is a claim that's being made in order to sweeten it, to make people think it's love, blah 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 blah, just to get them in and get them hooked.
Right. It's like love bombing. Sounds good. It's got that sweet, sugary look to it. Looks delicious, and then you bite into it and like, oh, it's poison.
Yeah. It's one of those
kids' minds.
It is. Right from the start. We've talked about that on the show. Right from the start, they're like, you know what? We're Methodists. We don't talk to those people over there. We don't talk to that. I mean, as soon as you walk in the door, as soon as you sign on, you're like, oh, who are we against? Anyway, Mr. Holodecker is here. Good morning. Don't make me break out the batleth. I have a batleth, Mr. Holodecker. Thank you for joining us this morning. I've been working on the show and making it go. And I think things are getting better. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. So nice to have you. Nice to see you there. Love is a Battlefield. Good morning, Secular Feeling. Good morning, Nitty. Thank you for joining us. I got to watch Nitty, I guess, last week on Dr. Kip's show. Dr. Kip was, I was watching Dr. Kip. As you can imagine, as I've mentioned several times, I feel because I'm starting to take calls on this show that I need to be, was it 2 weeks ago? Man, has it been that long already? Time's fun when you have applied. Yeah, well, no, that Nitty was on Dr. Kip's show.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was watching Dr. Kip stalkulating him and the other content creators, because I'm trying to learn about the Bible and stuff. And, well, the things, if I'm going to be taking these calls and arguing with these people, it's good to know these things. It's like, I didn't know that, I think I mentioned this on the show, I didn't know that the disciples they didn't die. There's no evidence, there's no clear scriptures that says how they died. And yet these Christians take these second century tales as truth about these. I didn't know that now. So whenever a theist comes at me about how that die for a lie thing, I'll know. Like, I don't know about that. So, so I've armed myself with knowledge.
Yeah, it's cool. There's so much. I mean, there's so much to learn. It's probably not something that we would have chosen if we didn't have to.
Right.
But we kind of feel like we're forced in this position because of their behavior, because of extremist behavior, and just how poisonous it can be to our environment, to our society. You would prefer to probably be doing on stage like all the time, whatnot, but we kind of feel like, well, if we don't do something, say something, we could actually lose our ability to do anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. We've got several new viewers I've noticed lately, and that's good. We've got one, Nintonics. Do you condemn Islam? I guess, no. Yeah. I mean, it just depends on what you mean. But if you're talking about why do we just sit here and talk about Christians, that's a long story. Islam is something else. It's entirely. Sometimes they call and we discuss it with them, but that's not really our focus on the show. And that's another topic where I myself have to say that I need to learn more about it before I'm confident in speaking upon it. I'll speak upon it because I'm kind of ignorant in that fashion. I'm weak in that way. My mouth goes before my my brain does, but it's one of those things that I got to learn about. But I mean, I condemn it as much as I condemn any Abrahamic religion. You know, I've learned to try not to
opportunity haters.
Yeah, if you will.
Okay. I mean, I would say that Christianity is also a very violent religion, considering that they're committing a genocide right now and they're taking away our rights in this country. Not saying that Islam is perfect by any means, but I could say the same about all three Abrahamic religions. I think the focus should be like, let's just get rid of extremism, whole cloth, cut it out, like a cancer.
Right. And then, so since it appears that we have a couple of new individuals in the chat who seem to be going on about themselves for the same thing, we'll talk about it.
Is bombing kids and blowing their heads off, is that not the same thing?
That is. I think it sounds that way.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Not overlook it.
It is, but it is complicated and it continues to go on. But right now, as Ryan's talking about what they're doing over in the Middle East, right here in the United States where we live, the Christians are forcing their religion on our women. They're forcing them on our children. The Islamic people, the Muslims, are not doing that right here, right now. They're not doing that. And that's why we focus on Christians. If Islam was here and there were issues with it, that we were having we would be speaking out about it, but we're not, because it's Christianity that's up in our grill. So for the briefness of it, Paul Rothwell, Christians doing genocide. Well, it's in a weird way. It's kind of Christians doing genocide in the name of Jews. Well, Zionists, to be fair, but it's complicated. It goes beyond the scope necessarily of. They're dragging into the war in Iran. Part of the deal is, I mean, you've got Donald Trump is claiming that this is a Christian nation, that they do things in the name of Christ, that he even formed an anti-Christian bias task force. We could go on about the things that Donald Trump and his current administration and military have claimed is the Christian arm of the United States. And it's reaching out across the Middle East, and it's murdering people over in Islam or over in Iran, and jointly by giving them the weapons they need to do it, Gaza as well. So these are complicated things. Oh,
yeah. I mean, we're not trying to get really political or anything like that, but it does. We talk religion. It does sometimes overlap because they can't separate church and state. Like, God damn.
So true. I want to take a moment and say hello to the people who are here with us today. Ryan, of course, thank you for joining us. And I've been more distracted than normal because I have so many things going on technical wise. I want to say hello to the people watching over on Discord, which would be Aaron Non Sequitur. Good morning, Ms. Non Sequitur. And then, of course, Scotty and Beowulf. Beowulf is just fantastic. Always over there listening, waiting, watching. And then Scotty piped in to just make sure everything's going okay. My guardian angel, if you will, Scotty. I get these notifications of like there was danger, and I didn't even know there was danger, and he was looking out for me. I'm like, all right, man, you're awesome. So
that's the kind of buddy you need. He's there when you don't even know you need him.
That's right. So thank you very much for that. And then all the people in the chat, Nitty, Zarkroz, again, Nintonics, you guys got a conversation going on normally. Now, the phone lines do open at the bottom of the hour. We like to take a little time and say, hey to everybody and go do the thing. And let's see. Debawawa says, I'm going to call you Odie, okay? Pardon me if that offends you. I'm sorry. Wow, coming from someone who supports OnlyFans and wonder if you would like to live Islamic society. Listen, man, I tell you what, if you get too offensive and arrogant, and ugly in my chat, I will ban you. I don't care where you can go, oh, they banned me because I proved. You can say whatever you want to, but you start calling names and you start slandering folk, and I'm going to bounce you. I just don't put up with that shit. You from your very first conversation in my test stream this morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, you've been an ass. And it hasn't changed. If you're a Christian and you're trying to be an example of what you people are like, you're rude, arrogant, ignorant, obnoxious. And I've known you like 30 minutes now total between the 15 minutes on this stream. So just chill your shit, dude. Let's see. Soulstorm Zero. That's a cool name. Bring out the band hammer. Yeah, Soulstorm, baby. Don't worry. I don't play with those, Terry Mutt. The whole first, yeah, I just don't play. And I have moderators out there who are generally pretty good. I'm not sure. Let me do this thing here. I want to do noise gate. And I've got a technical issue I'm trying to work out in my being right now. So, yeah. So I can hear all that coming from your microphone, and I don't know if that's you. I hear everything. It's like your microphone is live constantly. I hear all the static.
Oh.
Yeah, I hear it straight. Let me refresh my page and see if it's me.
I've been having some difficulties with the sound as of late. How's that?
Yeah, no, I still hear room noise constantly. I tried to turn on your filter here and all that business, but it didn't work on my end.
Let me refresh and let me shut down OBS and do like a whole.
If you don't mind.
Helps it. Be right back.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Sorry for the problems, tech gremlins. I actually, before this show started this morning, I was going to go, hello and welcome to the Daily Tech Gremlin Show, because, right, tech gremlins are just, but it is what it is. Good morning, John Hudson, Smoochies. Thank you for joining us today. Well, when you're Christian, there are basics that must be agreed upon, such as Jesus died for our sins, we are not good enough on our own, and that Jesus is God in the flesh. That's a very interesting take on that. I don't think that's necessarily correct. In fact, there are schools of thought branching within Christianity that don't actually think that Jesus is God in the flesh. It's complicated, but you know that. I'm sure you know that. You aren't speaking like that. BRB Bathroom, good morning. I signed up for Ask an Atheist, not Ask a Gremlin. No shit, right? No shit. But the tech gremlins, they're here. They're upon us. They're all over us. It just gets there. I agree. Islam is an evil cult. Atheists are calling out Christians for the problem. Yeah, I'm not really sure what... well, I kind of guess I am sure what Odie's problem is. But I think Odie's looking for an opportunity to speak ugly about somebody and get other people to speak ugly about somebody. And nobody in the chat's going to speak ugly about us the way he wants them to. So he's trying to turn the conversation to talk about Islam. So we'll start talking shit about Muslims and stuff. I think based on what I briefly saw in the chat. Muda is here. Good morning. That is by definition not Christian. That, I was kind of, there are different people who think what a Christian is. We could just go, how many Christians have come on this channel and said Catholics are not Christians? Catholic was the only Christian for what, 1,300 years, 1,400 years or some business. They were the only Christians, but you call it the way you see it. They call themselves Christian. They follow a person named Jesus Christ, etc. They're really, I think, more like Paulinians, but let's not split hairs on that sort of thing. Paul says, I'm just trying to keep up with the new system. My friends, Carlos is here. Carlos LeBaron, thank you for joining us. You are fantastic so far. We'll know more in a minute. Just, how it is, man. We get a lot of trolls in a show like this. You would not believe, my friend, how many trolls we get in a show like this. Brandon Wright, good morning. Thank you for joining us. By the way, guys, we're streaming horizontal and vertically. So if you don't like the vertical, you can pop over to the horizontal and, do the thing. Ryan will be right back. And by the way, she's refreshing her stuff. So hopefully her sound will be more gooder. A computer is rebooting. That's right, for her. She's blessing her computer, praying over it. Jedi mind trick. Anani, original Christianity. Now that is funny. Well, you know, it really kind of, I know, right, Anani? No, I know. And I don't know whether you're on my side or you're against me. I don't. But I don't consider, I'm just saying kind of how they consider them. You and the Christians, or the Christians and the Catholics, or the, right? See how I did that? Or Christians or the Catholics. Or you could say the Catholics are the only Christians, because that's probably how they see it. And everybody else is not, they're all heretics, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it's really funny for any one of the group to call another part of the group not Christians if that other part of the group actually worships Jesus Christ. Just because they do it the way you don't think they should doesn't mean they're not Christian. It just means you disagree with how they worship, right? I mean, so yeah, OG Christianity is Judaism. I know. They don't listen to me. Nobody listens to Zathras. Hello, Bear Thalmus. Thank you for joining us. Ryan I think she's beating her computer with a stick. Lancelot Cockblocker of Galahad is here. Thank you for joining us this morning. He says, my dad can beat up your dad. My God can beat up your God. Jacob says, anyone else just sending Satan's guide to the Bible to theists? That's a good one. I want to point out, really, my friends, earlier this morning, as I was doing before we, Ryan gets back, I was doing some testing of the stream earlier, and I had this Christian come through, wanted to talk, and that's cool. I was just testing. And they're like, well, bless you. I know you probably don't want it, but bless you anyway. I'll see you later. And I'm like, oh, hey, before you go, how would you feel if I said, may the Dark Lord Satan bless you and, all those things? How would that make you feel? Of course, the individual said, if I meant it in a good spirit, then I wonder just how many times you could say that. And the Christian on the receiving end of that would go, does he mean that in a good spirit, or would they actually react first? I think they'd probably react. I'm just guessing. But see, we have some awesome Christians who watch our channel and Christians are good people. People can be good people. Christianity, as the title of the show kind of alludes to, the Christian God isn't love, it's coercion. It's a threat. It's love me or burn, right? Worship me forever or burn. Let's see if it sounds any better, Miss Ryan. If it doesn't, then I'll just blame me. And I think
anything.
Yeah, no worries. It's fine. I'll figure it out. It may, I don't know what it is. It's just like hearing dead air, dead static in the background. I don't know why. It's just not normal. If it were normal, I wouldn't think nothing of it. But we've been doing this show for 2 years, and I don't know.
Can I use the old link, or
try the
is
old
that
link,
one down
please.
now? Just to see if maybe
Please.
It might be better.
Yes. Thank you, watchers, for your patience with us. Hello, Grandpa. Go and retire. You are so boring, and you just looking for attention. I actually kind of have that happen a lot. Good morning, Godless Granny. Kelly is here. Good morning, Godless Granny. Thank you for joining us. I kind of get that a lot. A lot of theists, or people, I guess, offended by what I say, whether theists or not, will oftentimes go after me because I'm old. Hey, old man, you should shut up, you gray-haired old man. I guess getting older, I don't know. I don't get that. I don't really, maybe because I'm old now. Wow. That is more gooder.
Is that better?
It absolutely is. It is, in fact, the most goodest.
Okay. At least for now, anyway, right?
It is, yes. Let me check something here. The evil one said 2 chats going over Ryan. Let me see. I got a message. But Kelly, while we're doing this thing here, Kelly is here. Michelle. Oh, I see. Is that on the Tick of Talks? Oh, that is on the Tick of Talks. I suspect. Never mind. I understand what's going on now. Thank you. Thank you all for that. I'll work on that. On TikTok, your face is covered up with our chat. So basically, anytime anybody's reading the chat, they have to look at your face. Take that! Jump scare! Because I'm the pretty one. She's the smart one. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Today is Friday the 13th. Did you know?
It
So that's
is.
probably
It
all
is.
the reasons for the issues. Just saying.
Okay. I thought we were being smited by God for our wickedness, our wicked ways.
Oh, I mean, that could be that.
Do Elmo is here. Loosh Harvester. Oh yeah, I think I remember. Is that you calling me a Loosh Harvester yesterday or some business? That's on YouTube, she says. Oh, on the mobile phone on YouTube. Either way, it's something I still need to fix. So, Nintonics, look in the Dead Sea Scrolls. You know, Nintonics, if you're into that sort of thing, Nitty and Dr. Kip and all that business are really interesting people to talk to learn from. Of course, I don't know you. You might be well versed in those things as well. John Hudson says, I'm old. I've seen John Hudson's Facebook posts. He builds shit. He's like an outside woodsy builder guy. He would beat my ass. I'd run away screaming. I see the images, love. I'll work on the chat as soon as I can. I'll fix it. Yes, and I'll blame Ryan while we wait. All right, so I just kind of want to catch up in our chat. Tomorrow is Pi Day. Oh, it is. It really is 3.14. That's awesome. Yeah, I know. It's Smart People Day. Ekalavia, good morning. I hope I said that right. Ekalavia, thank you for joining us. Chris George is here. Lots of awesome people. Muda, Ice Furnace. Miss Ryan, have you ever heard of Ice Furnace?
I have not.
You have not?
That is a very, what should you say, ironic name?
It is, I would think. Yeah. I dig it. I'm picking up what it's. Let's read it now and see if this is what kind of individual we have. Do you think that them being theists has anything to do with their insulting your age? That's a good question.
Somebody insulted your age?
Oh yeah, the Odie going off in the chat is insulting my age. You know, I think here's what it is. Not that they're necessarily theists. I just think like a third or a quarter percentage of our society is like a little on the small-minded side, hateful. There's just something in their brain that ain't quite right. And they are attracted to religion. And they make a bad representation of all the theists. We had a Catholic guy call in yesterday. And, you know, I don't think the average Catholic is a bad person. I really don't. The person who called in yesterday makes Catholic people look, I mean, he's the reason why they look the way they do. If you have a bad thought of what a Catholic person is, about how they are evil as a non-Catholic, he kind of exemplified that. He denied any evil the church had done. He was just, and then we found out who he was, an abuser of children. Calling in. I mean, wait. And then that's why I was like, no wonder why you didn't realize there was abuse in the Catholic Church, because you're one of the abusers. And then he said words. He said words, didn't he, Ryan? He showed us. He said kind, loving words to prove how wonderful and generous and kind and intelligent he was. I think he just told me to suck his dick and called me the N-word. Isn't that right? I think that's right. That's exactly what happened.
Stupid flex. Like, I don't.
I know. I don't get it. Joshua, wow, cool name. If Christianity is true, then that God is a complete monster. We have been saying that's a song we sing on this show very often. That's true. Lots of cool names, man. Lexington, nice to see you. Lexington says, like all ideologies, taking it to the stream is evil. True enough. I tell you what, we have reached the bottom of the hour. What we'll do is we will take a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll turn on the phones and we'll talk, and we'll turn on the phones. And then we're going to talk sci-fi with Ryan until we get calls from people. Okay. You know, I tell you what, Odie says we are very boring. I tell you what, brother, if we're so boring, why are you here? You've been stalking me for half an hour plus 50 minutes on the other show. Why are you here? You must love me. It's the face, right? It's the face. It's the chin. You see that chin? That's a sexy chin, isn't it, Odie? I know what the deal is. You want to suck on that chin, and it shames you sexually as a man that you're so attracted to me, and that's why you're sitting here still. But we're going to go to commercial. Commercial! Let me get this shit out of the way. Thank you, my love, for... I really do have to fix your face on the thingy. Let's go touch portal. And let me get a commercial up. What do we want to do this morning? Should we do... what should we do? Foreskin restoration kits, postmortem baptismal kits, goat-scented flesh candles, holy halos. No, we did that yesterday. We could do also some Wild Bill. Let's see what people vote for in the chat. We'll see. Philosophish, good morning, Philosophish. It has been a long time since I've seen you. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's going fantastic. Orion Cooper, man, you guys are all fantastic. We're going to take a quick break. Whenever we come back, we're going to do all kinds of blaspheming and sinning and that sort of thing. I think we'll go with the ghost-scented flesh candles. Oh, Godless Granny said Wild Bill. You want the, Wild Bill. I'll tell you what, we'll do new Wild Bill now, or old Wild Bill now. We'll do new Wild Bill later. Here we go. Wild Bill. Boop. Wild Bill 1.
Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man, you're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care.
Peace. We are now back. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Joshua, no one knows how the universe got here, and anyone who says they know is trying to sell you something. There you go. And then even if they could prove that it was a God creature somehow, then how do you connect that God creature somehow to God, to Jesus, or anyway. All right, so we got the phone lines open. We've got a caller, apparently Brendan, in the chat. I hope good morning. Let's find out who Brendan is. I'll invite Brendan up. Let's see what our chat says. Dairy friend, good morning, Dairy friend. Let's go here and we'll close that. And I'm going to send a thing to Brendan. We'll see what Brendan has to say. Good morning, Brendan. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can so far. Let me change the banner. What's on your mind this morning, Brendan? That's a cool accent so far.
I'm from Australia.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, good morning. Or afternoon.
Thank you. Good morning to you too.
Thank you. What's going on?
Oh, well, it's evening. It's like
Evening.
It's like 9:35 p.m. over here.
Gotcha. Watch out for those drop bears.
I'm
just saying.
Yeah, they're nasty. That's for sure.
That's true.
Yeah. I guess I saw the title of the stream, and so I'm a Christian. I'm a Protestant Christian.
Okay.
And I guess, yeah, I'm pretty firmly convinced that God's love is genuine, and I guess I'm interested when you call it coercion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just mean by that the idea that if we don't love God, then we go to hell, and therefore it's coercion?
We could start with that if you like.
That's a very simple. Yeah.
That's a good place to start. There's more to it than that, but yeah, I'll let you continue on if you got other ways that you can think of that it's coercion. I'll let you continue.
Yeah, for sure. No worries. I mean, that it's an argument I've heard people make. The reason I don't find it very convincing is the same way that, well, there's two parts to it. The first part would be to say that if you had children and you said to those children to live inside of my house, there are, there are rules that you must live by. And these rules aren't just arbitrarily put in place just because I'm a mean dictator. They're actually because that it's the best thing for you and the best thing for everyone else in the house. Right. But if you choose to willingly not live by those, then you won't be welcome to live in my house. I mean, that seems pretty reasonable to me.
It does, really. Yeah, I dig it. It does sound reasonable to me, too. Let me ask you something. If your teenager doesn't follow your rules, they have a choice. Now, see, you talking about they live in your house or they don't live in your house, but whenever they don't live in God's house, they live in hell. So essentially, would you kick your teenager out of your house into a pit of fire?
So obviously we believe that God is the source of everything that is good, and therefore, yeah, if you choose to live separate from God, you're separating yourself from all that is good. That would be to say, if you had a teenager in your house and you fed them and you kept them warm and you gave them a place to sleep, and that was all those good things, if they chose that, no, well, I don't want to live in this household, I don't want to obey the rules that you've set for me, then yes, they would. Then yeah, you would send them out. But it's not like it's a one chance and you're done sort of thing. God very clearly is very patient with people.
Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting perspective. Have you ever read the Old Testament?
Yes, I definitely have.
Okay, so if you've read the Old Testament, you know God is petty, vindictive, vicious, violent. Never in the Old Testament, I don't think. I might be wrong, my friend, but I don't think you can find an example in the Old Testament where God actually does that, where he sits down with somebody and he goes, listen, this is not the way things should do it. If you change your ways, it'll be better for humanity. No, it's always with God. Go look through the Old Testament again. It's always do it my way or death, fire, pain, murder, coercion. Constant. Now, Jesus is just the guy who either lets you into heaven. You got to believe in Jesus to get into heaven or get into hell, or right? It's through Jesus you get into heaven. He's just the doorman. Who, after you either get into heaven, once you get past Jesus and you go to heaven, who are you with? God. When you go to hell, God. You're facing God's wrath, the creature in the Old Testament. So you can't really separate Jesus from God in that you believe in Jesus, you don't actually have to face that God creature one way or the other. See, so it's all with a stick. There's always a stick. There's always go look in the Old Testament. It's always a stick. Job is a perfect example. It's always a stick. Always do what I say or we're going to kill you. There was a story in the Bible where Moses and his people, bear with me because of my memory, Moses and his people were traveling through the desert. And somebody came up to Moses and like, listen, man, you're leading us. And we don't really think, me and my group of folks, we really don't think you should be the guy leading us. And God said, Moses, separate yourself from these people. And then Moses separated himself from those people. And God sat down with those people, just sat down and said, listen, Moses is my chosen one. I love him. He is honest and righteous in the eyes of the Lord. And I want you to, oh, wait, that's not what he did. No, he destroyed them. Moses separated himself from those people, and God rent asunder these people, just destroyed them utterly. And then Moses' own people are like, oh my God, Moses, what the fuck? And we don't, what the hell? And God says, hey, Moses, separate yourself from these people of your own kind who are complaining about what I just did. And Moses starts burning some fucking incense like you would not believe, sacrificing to appease this God of wisdom, mercy, love, or God of coercion and violence and murder and death and pain and threat. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
long story.
Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure. There's some really, really good points that you bring up there. I guess.
I'm sorry, dude. I just kind of went off. Yeah. Carry on, Brendan.
No, that's totally fair, man. I think it's good. It's good to get it out, and like I really see where you're coming from.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
I guess,
one of these days on this show. Ryan will be like, "I'm coming." Yeah. So that's my
when you say that in. Yeah. So when you say in the Old Testament that there's no examples where God is slow to anger and like really gives people a chance, I guess like a very clear example in my mind would be the book of Jonah, where there's the people in Nineveh who are very, very, right. they're living completely contrary to God, and God doesn't wipe them out. He sends them a prophet. And in fact, Jonah so badly wanted to see these people punished that he didn't want to go. I mean, you know the story, right? I don't need to tell you the story.
I do, and I'm so glad you brought it up. Now, why? That's so. Thank you, Brendan, for bringing that up. Let me ask you about the story of Nineveh. The people of Nineveh were spared because they repented.
Yes.
Had they not repented, what would have happened?
Judgment.
Good judgment, violent, ugly judgment. So even your own one example ends with coercion through violence and death. Had Nineveh not repented, they would have been destroyed by the Lord. It's murder, death, kill throughout the entire book.
Yeah. Well, as in, so your problem is that God judges, like that he judges through death?
Well, no, I mean, there's more problems than there. Yeah, well, we could go that way if you wanted to. Let's talk about God telling his people to go take the promised land. When allegedly, this is the story of the Bible, right? This didn't happen, but this is the story of the Bible. So we're going on that. The people went and they took the promised land and destroyed 300 cities and killed all the people, all of them between there and there, man, woman, and child, all of them on the name of the Lord. It's where why couldn't God just have gone, hello, people who already live there, I would like for you to leave because this is the promised land I promised to my people. Please leave. He didn't. He could have blinked them out of existence had they refused. He could have just blinked them out of existence. He could have, because he's the entire creator of this entire universe, he could have merely boop, boop, putting and moved them out of the area. He could have softened their hearts like he hardened the Pharaoh's hearts. But despite all those options, especially even just blinking them out of existence painlessly, despite all those, the choice that was made was to have them all slaughtered, man, woman, and child, have their homes destroyed. This is the God creature you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I get where you're coming from, but I guess my response to that would be to say that God judges wrongdoing, and this is to say that people who've done something wrong, if God just flicked them out of existence, and then there would be that wouldn't be a just God. A just God actually punishes sin. And so these people, and not only that, I just wanted to point out that actually God does give the commandment to the Israelites that when you approach a city, offer them peace first, and if they reject, then slaughter them, right? And it's not that they were slaughtering these innocent people. It's not that these were innocent people who were, it's not that these were innocent people who were just doing nothing wrong and God came along and went to judge them. It was that these people were living horrendously. They were sacrificing children. They were, the sin in these cities, was pretty bad.
Yeah. Sorry. We've been through this before. They were sacrificed. They was pissed off at the people who were sacrificing children because they were sacrificing to Moloch and not to Yahweh. That's why they were pissed off. There's, like I said, really there. So think about this. You're sitting there. You're there with your wife and your child. Your 2 little children. They're sitting there, and over the hill comes this army of people, and they hack down you and your wife and your kids and all your family. Wait, but you deserved that because you were wicked. Really? And also, we don't actually think the same about what is moral and what is not moral and what is just and what is not just. I think of morality based on what is our moral sense based on society sort of thing. You think of morality in a divine command theory. Whatever God says is good, and whatever God said is bad, is bad. And if God says killing children with a hammer is good, then by your thinking, killing children with a hammer is good. So there's just kind of
I guess where we're going to disagree there would be to say that as a Christian, you understand that judgment is just, and we don't deserve the goodness that God gives us, and our sin is deserved.
This just
Sure.
All right, wait. The only real sin that has to be committed is to not believe in the Lord, to not believe in Jesus. That's it. That is a just answer. That's your just God's justification for burning people for all eternity, according to Jesus' own words, the pits of fire, gnashing of teeth, for all eternity, for not believing something. Now let me
not at all. Not at all.
Right. That's exactly what happens. Now let me ask you something. Elmo is God. And I know this is going to be a stretch. Now, here's the deal. You have to somehow convince yourself that Elmo is God. Do you think you could just believe Elmo is God all of a sudden? Or do you think all those people who don't believe in God could just be forced to suddenly believe in God?
So that's a really good question. It comes down to how do we actually believe in God? And I want to clarify something quickly before I answer that question, which is to say you don't go to hell for not believing in Jesus. You go to hell for your sin. And your sin is punished proportionately. Like, it is very clear that those who do more evil will suffer more. And so I just wanted to clear this idea up, as if like it's going to be this torturous, horrendous hell for eternity. It's clearly it's going to be worse, and it's going to be just for those who, depending on the amount of sin that you've done.
Right.
And when it comes to, I just don't, I understand your characterization. I just wanted to say I don't like the characterization that says you go to hell because you don't believe in Jesus. That is an implication of not believing in Jesus is that you die in your sins, but you don't get punished
for the
lack of belief. You get punished for the things that you do wrong.
How do you get to heaven? The road
anyway, you can characterize it how you like.
The road to heaven is narrow. It's a narrow road. It's a narrow road. You have to believe in Jesus. You have to talk to Jesus believe in God and go through Jesus to get to God. So all those good people who've lived all their lives, Muslims, atheists, heretics, all those people who don't believe in Jesus or don't follow those ways, no matter how good they have been, they're going to burn or face whatever judgment that this Christian God seems to think they need to face. And it's not proportional.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like
but
all
it's
of us
proportional. It's worse for those who've done more.
Right. I don't really remember where it says that exactly. I just remember it's like straight to the gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Mark 10. But so it's very clear that God is just, and therefore more sin will be punished worse. And actually, the Bible says that people who teach are held to a higher standard as well. And so that there is this idea that actually those who commit more sin would be judged more harshly. There's no explicit verse that says it. But I wanted to get back to your. You made a point at the end there. Sorry, I only addressed the first part. I didn't address the second part. I forgot what you said.
I did too. It must have not.
Sorry. Okay.
Well, it was probably a lie if we both got out of there.
No, I think it was good. But well, if we get back to this coercion idea, I find it very. Again, I wanted to bring back that analogy of the parent who says, unless you live by, and strive to live by the rules of this house, which are for you and for everyone else there, then you will not be welcome in this house. Like, is there anything wrong with that attitude as a parent? Should a parent let the child live in the house no matter what they do?
No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Here's what I think. I think the parent will be like, man, I don't think you should live in my house. Let me tell you a secret. See this gray hair? I have it like a 25-year-old son. I didn't think he should live in my house. But whenever he decided not to follow my rules, I didn't burn him in fire. And that's the punishment from God.
Yeah.
You keep forgetting that anytime you kick a child out of his house, it's into fire, it's into damnation. Whether it's eternal separation from God, which to have it said is really bad, right? Equivalent to hell, or whether it's the literal gnashing of teeth, your spirit burning forever and ever, that is not proportional. And it just, that kind of gives you a view of our differences in morality. If you, a Christian, think those punishments are moral or justified for such simple offenses. I wouldn't throw my kid into a pit
if I was to
believing in me. If my,
I 100% agree. I think what I wanted to really get at is that the idea is that God is a just God, and therefore the punishments that people face will be just. And so we may hear this, you may hear the imagery of hell and go, oh, well, that sounds so bad.
What's
That's
just?
Well, obviously God does. It's intrinsic to his nature.
Exactly. And look at the Old Testament to see what his nature is. We've been talking here for 20 minutes, and it's really, we've listed so many different ways where God is nothing but coercion, violence, death, doom, and gloom. The one example you had where you sat down and reasonably, I proved to you that it wasn't. Now you can continue believing.
Well, I think we just,
love, but we've proven the point of the topic of the show.
Yeah, I think we just disagree fundamentally because I believe that God's judgment will be just, even if I don't understand how that plays out. Like, I don't understand the specifics of hell, but I know enough of what God's love is and the way He's demonstrated that in the Bible to see that it will be just. And when you bring up these Old Testament passages, like the ones with Abraham, I think that it's very easy as someone who doesn't believe in the Christian. Sorry, Moses. Yeah, you're right. I said that, Brad.
Jesus was a Jewish rabbi. He was not a Christian. He believed all these things. He worshiped the Old Testament. He studied the Torah, which I quote. That's what Jesus
absolutely. And as a Christian, so do I. Like,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I just heard the whole "since you're not a Christian" thing coming, and I'm telling you, I was one. And I know where you're going with that. And carry on. I'll let you go there.
Yeah, sure. I was just going to say that the judgment that we see of God in the Old Testament, it's very easy to look at that and go, oh, well, that seems over the top because we don't understand the degree to which of the sin. Like, you probably have heard this argument recently, the whole Jeffrey Epstein, look at what a horrible person he was, and we would very much want to see him judged for his actions and the things that he did. And so when we live in a society that's relatively disconnected from the degree to which, the degrees of sin that were present in the ancient world, it's very easy to look at that and go, oh, well, God killing all these people is so unjust, as if we have the correct view of justice. And I think that's where, as a Christian, you have to submit and go, well, actually, I believe that God is the author of justice, and insofar as He's the author of justice, then yeah.
Yeah. So you and I don't have it's not that we have a difference of agreement. It's just that we have a difference of morals. Your morals are entirely based on what your God says. It's called God theory. What do we call it? Deity command theory or something like that. Divine command theory. Yeah. Thank you. Divine command. I'm old and I smoke weed. Divine command theory. That's what you believe. If your God says it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's a sin, your God actually is what determines what a sin is. Anything can be a sin.
Not that He chooses, but it's by His nature. Yeah, for sure.
I think He does actively chooses. Wouldn't choose.
As in, it is
anyway,
it's an expression of His nature, for sure.
Right. We've been through this entire thing, and I just got to say, man, that, you know, again, I've demonstrated in so many different ways. Ryan's fallen asleep in so many different ways in which the God creature from the Christian God creature is horrific. Now, is based on coercion. You've talked about it being of love, and then you immediately go to defending its horrific your horrific justification for what it sees as justice. It's a God of love and peace, but for some reason, I don't understand why it's going to burn people forever. Or whatever's going to come in hell. There's not a lot of room in there. You know, I mean, you haven't been able to prove anyway that this God creature is in any form of love at all.
Okay, I mean, what you're pressing at is the point that, yeah, ultimately, I don't know how God judges. I don't know how he's going to do that justly. But, like, that obviously isn't the foundation of my belief in God and God's love. Like, especially, I wanted to really get back to this question of coercion.
That's exactly what the whole thing we're talking about. If you don't do what you're told, you burn. This is crazy, dude, that we're still going over this, and you still don't understand. I thought because you had a cool accent, you'd actually be smarter than some of the rest. No offense. I'm sorry, dude. I shouldn't have said that. I'm trying to learn to be better, dude.
That's fine.
People tell me I'm too much of a jerk.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
But man, this whole conversation has been exactly about that. Everything you say is coercion. It's all based on coercion. Matter of fact, it's stepped up. It's worse. It's like fire and brimstone, death, eternal suffering, denial of God, everything. For what? For sin. What is sin? The whim of God. If God says wearing a hat on Tuesday is sinful, you're going to hell. And that's not justice. Maybe it is by your system. But then we come back to you trying to say that it's coercion. It's not coercion. You're actually calling to challenge me about my statement that God isn't love. It's coercion. And it's absolute coercion at every step. It's like having a rabbit and a yardstick, and no matter where the rabbit goes, you hit it with a yardstick and tell it to go where I want you to go. There's no carrot. It's all stick.
So, do you think that I love God because I am being coerced?
You know, I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know.
Okay, well, so then,
do you love God? Really?
I do.
How much do you love God, and why do you love God, and for what reasons, and whatever? This is just such a long conversation. But again,
it is a long conversation.
Maybe I could say that it's actually, and I don't mean this in an ugly way, it's actually your ignorance of the religion as to why you love God. If you go look at the Old Testament, and you'll see the face of God. Jesus is just a bard, the what do you call him, bouncer at the door. He either lets you into heaven or he lets you go down to hell. But either way, once you get past Jesus, you face the wrath of the Old Testament God. And the face of the Old Testament God is hideous, vile, ugly. And if you think what it says is good, then you agree that keeping children as sex slaves is good because it commanded it to do so.
What?
Yes. See, that's the whole deal.
I mean, I assume you're doing to Numbers 31, right? I know what you're referring to. That's such a misreading of the text, but that's
it's
okay.
not. It's not. He tells them to go into the place and kill everyone, and then keep the girls that have not known a man for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
as in he's not saying.
Now, you also talked about how he told them not to hurt anybody, to offer them whatever they were going forth. What he did actually tell them was to tell the people to join you once they've circumcised themselves so they can have sex with your women, then go in and kill them all, and they did. You're not very familiar with the Old Testament, are you? God. It's God.
I haven't read all of the Old Testament. I've read the first 5 books, and I've read a number of the minor prophets. I haven't made the whole way through the Chronicles and Kings and Samuel and Judges. I've read the majority of the books in the Old Testament. And yeah, what you bring up are definitely difficult passages. Like, you know, there are some in there that, like, yeah, don't sit well with me. But like, there's so much of the character of God that is seen in other places of the Bible that I think you overlook because you go, oh, there's this really bad thing here. But as a Christian, we can see the love of God in, like, you know, even in the Old Testament, but especially in the New Testament. We see that and the way that that's been fulfilled, and we can actually appreciate the character of God, and at the same time go, there are things that I do not understand, yet I will still submit to this authority that yes, he does things that I don't understand, for sure.
I get all that. That's exactly your stance, as it would be. That's a perfect description, textbook description of your stance. It doesn't defend, it doesn't change it. It doesn't prove your notion of God. All it says is that what it says is that in a huge, huge, huge pile of shit, you can find a piece of sweet corn. In a huge group of atrocities with bodies laying everywhere, you can find a rose. In a church burned down, you can find a Bible that somehow managed to survive. I understand. That's your position. But you know what? It's time for
my experience of being Sure. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciated the conversation.
I did too. It gives us both, I hope, something to think about going forward. Thank you. Thank you for the call.
Really hope
it's
so.
been fantastic.
Thank you.
Really, it's more about taking a break so our people can take a break and go do the things that we do. And we'll be back in a few minutes. And I appreciate the call. Call us again in the future.
Great. Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be back in a minute.
I'll get you later.
All right. Take care. Send safely. We're going to go with Wild Bill 2 as per Miss... you know what? We should say Wild Bill 2 for the end of the show. Let's go with our postmortem baptismal kits. Is that the right one? We haven't done that one yet, have we? Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love. I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is... It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No! Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved. Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. All right, and we are back. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you can all hear us okay and everything's going great. We've got a dairy friend is in the Discord with his hand up. We'll get to you in just a minute. I think that's an abortion conversation, I think, if I remember right. We'll find out in a minute, though, what that is. But I got to say hi to everybody who's new in the chat. Christopher, good morning, Christopher. Burrs Omaha asked earlier, quite a while earlier, asked the question, may I ask why atheists are so annoying? You may ask, and then presuming you did go ahead and ask, I will answer. The reason why we're so annoying is because we won't let you oppress us with your religion. We won't let you force it upon us. We won't let you force it upon our family, our friends. And because you're so eager to do that, some of us put effort into countering that. Otherwise, though, now, then we've got Christopher says, Christ came to be King of Jews. That's why they tried to kill him. Exactly. They didn't kill him. The Jews didn't sacrifice Jesus. They gave him to the Romans because he was claiming to be their king, and he was not their king. That's not a sacrifice. Right, Ryan. Ryan, how are you doing? Would you like to talk for a little bit before we get... maybe I should let you take this other call entirely. Do you want to talk to Dairy Friend? I'm sorry. I just went on about myself.
Oh, what's he want to talk about? You said abortion or something?
Oh, I don't really know. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Pretty okay, Andy. Good morning. I just want. There's so many people out there I haven't said hi to. Zoned Out Entertainment. Oh, I dig it. Anyone who says they believe in the book of and is still Catholic is crazy. We had a Catholic caller yesterday. Did not represent. Well, actually reflected Catholicism. Did not represent them very well. Thank you, Kelly Shearer, for the $10 super chat. Says it's true, Brendan. As a theist, I also believe you need to examine and square the hard questions. Yeah. You got to be able to rectify those things that you believe. And if you can do that, I guess you can do anything. You've got a super brain. Let's see what Dairy Friend has to say. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, I can, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to hear your voice and see you again. I gotta say, I love the Father Flanagan's baptism sketch. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's new for you. You probably haven't seen most of these things. They're new for you. What was your name again? So I can put your name in the chat, or unless you want me to put Dairy Friend, I can do that.
Dairy Fiend or Austin. We spoke a couple days ago. I called in a couple days ago.
Yes, we did. I knew it was something. Were you remind me what you were all about?
I was the bullshit detector guy. So I came up with the bullshit detector.
That's right. Okay, cool. I have been hogging up this entire show. I'd like to just see if Ryan would like to talk. Look at her. She's getting her voice all ready to go. What am I doing here? Ryan, so what's going on with you? And I'll join in Austin, and we'll see what's going on. There we go.
Hey, what's up, Austin?
Howdy, Ryan.
I heard an echo. Is that you or is that just me?
Oh, let me turn my mic sensitivity down a little bit. That might help. Is this better?
There we go. Yes.
Hello. Yep.
Hello. Testing. Okay, great. So yeah, I had some thoughts on the previous conversation that we could get into. I think it would be fun. Yeah, because y'all were talking about the moral argument pretty much for God.
Okay.
A lot of the time, he was talking about like God is just, right? And like you kept trying to hit home the point of like he's a moral relativist, and like he just didn't want to admit that. And it's funny because y'all's argument like followed an outline of like my kind of mapping of this argument. And, it's been played out a bunch. People have this argument over centuries. So, but essentially, they have a trilemma. Do you know what Euthyphro's dilemma is? Obviously.
Go ahead. Yep. I'm sorry. I'm trying to let Ryan talk.
Yeah, Ryan, you can cut in and say whatever you like.
This is a trilemma right here. Go for it.
Yeah, we got a trilemma between us. Yeah. Euthyphro's dilemma, for anyone who's not in the know, which I don't know, maybe most people know this, but it was a question. It wasn't actually like about Christianity, right? It's an ancient Greek philosopher, but he was asking, or do the gods will something because it's good, or is something good because the gods will it, right? You know, where does goodness come from? And if goodness is from the gods, then it's arbitrary, right? It's contingent on something. And if the gods seek out the good, right, then the gods are arbitrary, because then they're just relaying information to us from the universe about the objective good, right? If goodness is just like part of the universe, we could figure that out for ourselves. What do we need religion for?
Indeed. Oopsies.
That was groovy.
Sorry, that was me. I was trying to fix stuff. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Dance break.
You're good. This is fun.
What you're saying was exactly the conversation we were having. That's right.
So what he has to do is he can't actually hold God's sovereignty and moral facts at the same time, because God is either just a cartographer, right? He's just mapping out morals and giving them to us. So we don't need God to tell us what morals are. They're facts of the universe. Or, you're a moral relativist. You collapse moral facts. So you lose divine sovereignty or you lose moral facts. So the place that they often retreat to is it's a mystery. It's a mystery, and we'll never know until we die and we go to heaven, and we'll see that God is just and it'll all be revealed to us. But then that just concedes that you don't actually have an argument. You actually are incapable of making moral judgments, because by your own admission, you don't know what's moral. You're just taking someone else's word for it. So when they appeal to mystery, that's a concession. That's W for you, because it just means like, oh, I don't know ultimately. So then what the hell are you doing claiming you know things about justice and morals and good and evil? Like you're just repeating things. You're regurgitating stuff. You haven't actually made a claim.
To be fair, there's nothing about their beliefs, as far as I'm concerned, that's fact. Other than it sucks, if you ask me. Oopies.
It sucks.
There's that. The conversations are a bit difficult for me because sometimes I just feel like they're going in a loop, and trying to get them out of that loop. I don't know. I guess we all have different ways of approaching it, and I'm hoping to be able to broaden the way that I'm able to approach things. I don't know. It's a lot of growing pains for me, certainly because it's just the way that I grew up, a little bit sheltered. But I do enjoy kind of pushing my mind to these places. But not everything really clicks for me, and definitely not just because I hear it once.
Sure.
It's going to take time for me to, especially when a lot of these people, as I've noticed, they start to do like the Gish Gallop, and they're just kind of like leading you around, and I don't like that. I don't do that. That upsets me. That bothers me.
Yeah.
I like to focus on one thing and break it down, and then move if I can. I know that sometimes you have to incorporate a lot of different things to do that, but I just find that they're just chasing stuff. They're just chasing reasons to hold on to this belief, because it's how they identify.
Sure.
And if you break that
would
down,
you like some advice from a former debate bro?
Sure.
So with the Gish Gallop,
I would. Yeah, I love debate advice. Carry forward.
Yeah. So first of all, the biggest thing is that questions are always more powerful than answers. So like it actually is less powerful for you to jump straight to your point and point out all the things, even though right? And it's in your head. It comes across to the audience better if you say something to the extent of like, okay, so are morals contingent, right? Do morals depend on something, or are they just facts of the universe? And like kind of like it's in chess, there's a famous chess player, I'm forgetting his name, but he has a quote. It's like, I like to lead my opponent into a deep, dark forest where 2 + 2 = 5 and nothing makes sense. You kind of have to lead them into the deep, dark forest with questions. And then once you've gotten those commitments out of them, then you can connect the dots for the audience. So that's really powerful. The most powerful question that I like to ask in particular is, how would you know if you were wrong, or what would make you change your mind, right? Or you could also use John W. Loftus's outsider test for faith, where he says, you know, okay, you say you believe this because of XYZ reason, but there is this other faith, or there are a lot of other faiths that use the same exact line of reasoning to come to a completely different conclusion from you. So if I'm a completely neutral third party, what is the litmus test? What is the thing that I measure that says, okay, you're right and these people are wrong? And that kind of, like you said, Ryan, it's hard to like get them to reconsider, or like, you know, think about things in a different way and have the idea differently, look at it from a different perspective. That's a good way to do it. Put yourself in my shoes. If you were trying to judge between all of these different competing belief systems that all say completely different things about how I should live my life and what the world is like, then, and you're saying the same reason, you're saying for the exact same reason in faith and miracles, or because you had a spiritual experience, or whatever your reasoning is. So how am I supposed to tell what cuts through the noise for me? What excludes everything else but your belief? And then the last thing I'll say on the Gish Gallop is you can actually oftentimes condense arguments down. Especially if you're writing them down, you'll see they'll say a bunch of stuff that kind of lines up to be the same argument, and so you can kind of group arguments together and save yourself energy that way. And I'll make a recommendation for a YouTuber I love. If y'all like you know, linear debates where he just goes claim by claim and he doesn't let them Gish Gallop, or he doesn't let them kind of, you know, spew arguments at him. It's called Allegedly Ian.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Allegedly.
Oh yes. Okay, I watched them. They're really cool.
Yeah, really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch them a little bit more recently.
Yes.
And the kill shot on the moral argument. Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Well, you know, that's some great advice. I do want to mention, I noticed we have a believer in the chat who was asking about, or who kind of exemplified what we were talking about. It's Brick City 3. Brick City 3 says, morality is based on Christianity. It's very simple. And that exemplifies what we're talking about. This individual believes in divine command theory. Whatever their God says is sinful. Whatever is good is good. We will not agree on what's moral because I have a different view on what's moral. And I'm just now learning that. Me and a Christian trying to force ourselves into the same box moralistically is never going to happen.
Right, but it's actually worse for them than that. It's not just that they have a different morality from you. It's that they collapse moral distinctions entirely. They're not able to coherently identify things as good or evil under their own argument. When they define God as just goodness, they haven't actually added any content. They don't. So I'm just calling good things godness, or having the predicate is godly. So we're just defining God is good as God is, you know, what does it mean when you say God is good now? That's meaningless. And then, you know, if you want to call something evil, well, if they try to like get around the problem of evil by defining good as like pure actuality or pure being or whatever, then it's like, okay, well then nothing is evil because the only things that exist are beings. So all of existence is good. So when you call something evil, you're pretending to be God a little bit. You're being blasphemous. You're putting yourself in God's judgment seat and calling things evil. You can't actually do that. And the Bible actually does say, don't judge over and over and over again. Right. So maybe that's what they're trying to warn against.
The wrong parts
exactly. of it. Mm-hmm. But that's what they do. They put themselves
in making moral arguments. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ryan. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's basically what I said. They put themselves in the position of making those decisions, of being the judge, jury, executioner, you know, and you're saying they're the ones who are determining what's moral, etc.
Yep. Did we lose him?
Hello?
Oh, no, he's still. Oh, yeah. Well, that was, if I may, that was kind of the whole thing. When some people in the chat are talking about, let me bring this up, says, If a god can kill babies because he's a god and call it good, he can also torture babies for fun because he is the creator. That's exactly their mentality. Thank you, Godless Granny, for that. Another person said something similar, that they would support Christians would support hurting children if their God tells them to. I will never do that. I'm better and they are evil, says Pretty Okay Andy. And our last caller, as nice as he was, in a huge way agreed to that. Whatever God says is good is good. And that brings it to the point that if all of a sudden, for any reason, maybe they had a hallucination or a drug interaction or something, and they've had a belief that God came to them and told them to do something, this person might actually do it.
And that's why you ask, how do you know you're not having a delusion? How do you know if you're really delusional?
Yeah. True that. True that. Brian.
I just wish that it was easier to walk people out. I truly I wish somebody spent this much time working on me when I was a believer, because this kind of stuff, these conversations would have helped me. I probably would have been opposed. I probably would have walked in like hot shit thinking like, oh, I know the Bible. I'm a JW. I read the Bible all the time.
Yeah.
And then would have got pounded and would have felt embarrassed. And then that embarrassment probably would have pushed me to do something different, because I like to be better. So that might have got me. So
if I could break in real quick, I just want to say, Charlie, bye, man. Have a good day. You've been in the chat going on, and I know things have been, it's heavy. I know things are heavy. Have a good day. Thank you for joining us. He's off to save the world. They're off to save the world. Thank you, Charlie. Okay, carry on with your blaspheming and your heresy.
Who's heresy?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That was exactly what we were talking about, though. The whole point is that and that's why I don't know. Nowadays, whenever they call and they want to like call me immoral, well, yeah, I guess I'm immoral based on their. Of course, this individual who posted in the chat doesn't really. I mean, Ryan has seen me demonstrate over and over again how their God is not objective.
When they're calling you immoral, they're just calling you atheist.
Yeah. Something like that. Very true. Very true. Well, yeah. Heathen. Anybody can be anybody who's not their kind of Christian. The guy on the phone yesterday said all of Catholicism is not Christian. They're not Christian, and Catholics think the same way. So, I think this
when
is
it
where
comes right down to it, they can't get it. None of them, based on the same damn book, could align their morals. They would differ, and ultimately, in the end, they would fight each other. They would die trying to make sure that one of them became supreme.
And they have.
That's actually a strong evidence against the Holy Spirit, right? Doesn't it say in the Bible that the Holy Spirit is on us and that we innately know what's good and evil, that the law is written on our hearts? And it's like, if Christianity is the gateway to like knowledge of morality, and like when I become a Christian and I have belief, I'm endowed with the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit starts guiding my beliefs and actions from that point forward, then why do all of these Christians who all claim to have the Holy Spirit have contradictory viewpoints on good and evil? Where is the Holy Spirit? Where is the unifying factor in them?
Where's the objectivity? I was just going with you, man. Where's the objectivity? Where's the I was just rolling with you. Austin, where's the objectivity? They claim it's objective, but no two Christian sects agree, and that's not objectivity. If it were objective, if their God's commands were objective, all of Christianity would agree, wouldn't they? You would think?
Yeah, well,
it wouldn't be based on a perspective.
True.
Yeah, it's you can actually have a more objective morality without theism. You can just like meta ethics, right? And you can construct meta ethical arguments about what is objectively good and bad for human civilization or for human flourishing, or you can pick a value, right? And morals are normative anyway. So, but if you want to pick a value and then say if this value is our standard, then this behavior is rational and correct for any rational being, then you have an objective morality without theism. So it's trivial to construct something like that, but it gets really hard actually when you try to introduce theism into the mix. At least if you're trying to do something like an omni-powerful, omniscient, omni-loving, omni-moral, omni-just God. Then it becomes very hard because you're just at a certain point you just have to define goodness analytically by relation to God. God just defines goodness, just defines God. So we don't cash it out anywhere.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Very circular. Well, I appreciate it. I think what we're going to do real quick, I'm going to take a quick break and go do that voodoo. Thank you, Dairy Fiend. I finally got it right. They were picking on me in the Discord because I've been calling you Dairy Friend. Dairy Friend. You know what they call a milkman in high heels?
What?
Dairy Queen. See y'all later. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Next up in the Bark Bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi, Barks. Blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanagan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my! Very embarrassing every time.
So basically they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt. No more awkward I'm saving myself for marriage speeches. With Holy Halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes, yes. Another fine selling point, rough on the outside to increase her shame as it should be, but soft and smooth on the inside, internally lubed and ribbed for his pleasure. We even have custom scents.
Scents? Now you have my attention. What flavors we talking? Don't pitch me that vanilla missionary nonsense, Padre.
Well, we do have virgin vanilla, but we also have miracle mint and a cooing camel and my personal favorite, sweat of the Savior.
And the Vatican, they've blessed this endeavor?
Well, not exactly. I'm still waiting on the papal decree one way or the other.
I love it, but you're asking 50 grand for only 3%. That's rough, Father, real rough.
Not running with the big dogs on this one. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
Me too. Good luck, Father. 15%.
Ouch, 50.
Hey, we're back. I wasn't paying no attention. I'm sitting here eating, looking up. There we are. Oh, hey. Ryan's back. What's she doing here? What's on the screen? Oh, that's us. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Austin, for calling in and sharing that with us. And yes, I appreciate the debating advice. I have been, since we've been taking calls, I've felt very much like I don't know enough. And I've been trying to learn everything I can about both religion, ancient history, the books, and also how to debate and deal with people. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. No sound. Why is there no sound? Let me see if there's no sound. Pourquoi? Oh, I don't know why. Je ne sais pas. Let's go right here. Boop. There's goes for me, and then you out. I guess our commercial thing, I got to fix some things. We're good, though. I think they can hear us now. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know. I want to mention, John, I did see that Bailey loves you too. She's fantastic. She thinks you're wonderful. John is a Bailey fan, by the way. Good morning, Godspeed. Tainted holy water, no such thing. Francis Griffin. Yes, I don't know. I really don't know. I got to fix that. So my shit's all broke today. Sorry, guys. Again, tech gremlins, because I've been expanding the show. I'm building things. I'm adding streams. I'm upgrading, and just tech gremlins come with it. It's just part of it. I want to say, we were watching that commercial, and Sadie says, "What about women's health? Using a condom that's been dipped in holy water because all the germs and stuff." And Bear Thalma said the most man thing ever. Pardon me. What about men's health? That's like, what about straight pride? Thank you for that. I got a kick out of it, Bear Thalmas. It just seemed very, very funny. Yeah, cute. The happy heretic. Yes. So let me see here. Needy Baba, unless you're at a cabin next to the lake, you're safe for Friday. That's right. I wanted to say. Good morning, Kelly Sure. Thank you for joining us. Kelly Sure is here. Causing trouble, stirring it up in the chat. Very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for being here. Oh, we've got.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah. So what we've got here, we have got, and I want to take a. I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I need to. I'm gonna take a long, deep breath. I'm gonna find my chi. I'm gonna become one with my person. There we go. Much better. We have Farhan on the phone. Farhan is a Muslim and wants to talk about universe existence and ultimate judgment. I don't know how they're the same thing, but we'll find out. Two different topics, so it could be two. Good morning, Farhan.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about the universe existence. So do you really believe that this materialistic universe has always existed?
Nope.
So where does the universe come from?
I don't know.
My butthole.
Yeah.
But there must be some cause, or there must be some source.
Must there?
It can't come out from nowhere, no?
Well, we actually...
It's obvious.
Yeah, and this is one, thank you for bringing that up, Farhan. I'm going to make a note. This is one of those things where I've actually seen science recently. It was talking about in quantum mechanics, they have demonstrated that there can be effect with no cause, essentially that the universe could have spawned itself. But that's too complicated for the topic of this conversation. I want to make myself a note so I can go study it, though. Carry on.
So you okay? So you are trying to say that this universe, which is unconscious, has always existed, but
no, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. You asked me specifically if I thought it always existed, and I said no.
So I mean, so where this matter came from?
I don't know.
Did it come from energy, or I think there has to be some cause, no? It can't be possible that there was some energy and someday it thought that let's create this universe. I mean, it is not possible according to human logic.
Yeah. We would disagree.
Why does it probably have to be one God?
Thank you. There's other things.
Why does it have to be one God? Are you sure it's your God? What if it was a couple gods? What if that God was just another God in a long line of gods that had to create the next God, so that God create the next God, who would eventually, down the line, create the universe?
Yeah.
Godception, if you will.
Well,
but it
can I ask you?
Infinite regress, which is impossible. You can't have the, infinite chain of creators. It is not possible.
Okay,
there has to
why
be some
not?
beginning. There has to be some cause, uncaused cause that caused this universe to exist.
Okay, cool. And all right, so let's agree for that. With that for just a moment. I'll agree with you for the sake of argument that the universe had to have a cause. What caused the God? Now, let me ask you before you answer that, does everything have to have a cause?
Except the one uncaused creator. Otherwise, we have to
Or
face the
what
problem
about
of infinite existence.
what about the uncaused universe that spontaneously it popped into existence? Which is more likely? But never mind, that's a hard concept. But now somebody here said in the chat, they did say the quantum foam for breakfast. Yes, quantum foam. I really dig the quantum foam. That's fantastic. So that's my argument, Farhan. You want to do some special pleading and claim that everything must have a creator, except your God. And we don't play that around here. We just don't.
But
No, your God needs a creator. Who created? Listen, your God lives in... Huh?
It would lead to infinite chain of creators. That is not possible.
No, you say it's not possible. Hold on, wait. That's why, my friend, whenever you say it would lead to a chain of creators, that's why it doesn't make sense. That's the whole point we're trying to get across to you.
No. If that would be the case, we will be going back to the past. I mean, backward, and it would lead to infinity. There would be no. I mean, there has to be some cause. That is why we are here. That is why we have this universe.
Does there? Why? Because of a God? See, that's the whole thing. There's so many things that you don't understand in the universe. I mean, like science and quantum mechanics, so many things that you don't understand in the universe, and you just assume it was God that did it. But I mean, that's not it. That's your God has to have a creator if the universe has to have a creator. If the universe doesn't have to, if your God doesn't have to have a creator, then the universe doesn't have to have a creator. You can't have it both ways. For argument's sake,
let's say that my God has a creator. So who is the creator of that God?
Right. Now you understand.
So it would lead to infinity.
No, you don't understand.
Infinity. That is not possible on the basis of human logic.
You keep throwing out human logic as if you're like the commander and master of what human logic is. And then you display that you don't really have much of a mastering of human logic. I'm not trying to be ugly, brother.
I'm talking about common sense.
There you go, common sense. Okay, yeah.
Common sense. If you
it does straighten the mind.
Behind the door, you are sure that somebody is inside the room. I mean, that is common sense. That is what I'm trying to say. It is common sense.
It does seem that way. It does seem that way. This is a complicated subject that we've kind of been over before, time and time again.
So second point I would like to raise about the ultimate judgment, because we know in this world there are so many evil people. There are murderers, killers, rapists, and all those things.
Okay.
And we know Hitler killed millions of Jews. That was horrendous punishment inside the gas chamber. So, I mean, who are going to give ultimate justice to the Jews and all these oppressed people who are being killed without any reason, and they are not getting any, judgment from this world? And the criminals and all these, they got scot-free.
I agree.
And they died peacefully.
I agree.
I have an idea. Don't wait on your God to do something about it. Right. Do something about it.
Yeah, there's that. Let me give you an example of what I mean whenever I say I agree. And I don't want to be too ugly to anybody, but right now we've got a president who kind of fits exactly that mold.
I agree.
Yeah. And go ahead.
So that is why I was asking. I mean, there should be a justice, no? Then if it is not, then this world is just what we say, just what can we say about this?
Okay.
It is just a.
Okay, I get you. So here's one of the deals. So how do people get punished? Like, let's say Donald Trump has done all the horrific things that people think he's said or alleged that he's done, all the bad things, and then he lives a life of luxury all the way until he dies. He never pays for that, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off. For some people, it does piss me off that there is no hell. Yeah, because they get away with it. They get away with it, brother. That's how I feel about it. Whenever if you don't bring them to punishment, to judgment in this life, then you don't get the opportunity to bring them to judgment. That's how I feel about it. And not everything has a balance. You know, like a balance, like a scale. Just because somebody does evil doesn't mean they live a bad life and their life sucks. And just because they do good doesn't mean their life is great. And they there's not this balance. Some people do tremendous evil and live a wonderful life. Some people do wonderful good and live a horrific life. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. So if there's no judgment day and hell and God, so why we are living like sane? Why we are doing good things? Why not just become criminal and kill people and live luxurious life without any accountability? What do you think?
Why? Because I'm, I guess, more moral than you are? Well, no. Let me just put it like this. No, listen. Here's the deal. Hold on.
According to the society. So why should I follow society? If there's no God, there's no judgment day, there's no hell, why should I care about these people who are going to die just like me after a short period of time? Why not become a criminal and just get a easy money and live a luxurious life and die peacefully without any accountability?
Right, and that's why I'm more moral than you are. Because listen, here, let me finish. I'm going to mute you if you don't let me finish. I'm going to listen. I'm muting you now so I can finish talking. Okay, here's the deal. You believe that you even asked me the question, what keeps me from raping and killing and murdering without a God? I don't need a God. I'm a good person without that creature behind me. It sounds like you are not. What keeps you from raping and killing and murdering? Is it that God creature? If you're a person who would rape and kill and murder, if that God creature wasn't watching, then are you a moral person? I don't have that God creature watching, and I don't murder people. So I'm probably, I guess, more moral than you. So let me unmute you so you can go on. All right. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, you can call yourself more moral according to this. But I'm just giving you an example. Why should we need an ultimate judgment from God? Otherwise, this world is just a wide jungle. Do whatever you want, do all the bad things, and just live your life according to what you're doing.
That's the deal. That's what we believe, or at least I believe, is that's how it is. And that's why there is no punishment waiting for these bad people. We have to get them now. We have to get them before they pass, because if they live all the way to the end, then they've won the game. But in a way, I agree with you, brother. I do agree with you. I wish there were some kind of punishment at the end for those people. Unfortunately, for your religion and other religions, you don't have to be a murderer or a killer or a mass murderer or any of those things to face that kind of punishment. All you have to be is a non-believer or a sinner. You don't have to be a bad person, just somebody who doesn't do what your God thinks you should do.
No, I don't believe that if you are a good person or an atheist and you are not, you are not getting, you don't have the, suitable reasons to believe in God. I don't think that God would send you to hell or throw you in hell.
Okay. And that's why your religion is subjective, because you don't think I would go to hell, but a lot of Muslims do believe, and they could go to the scriptures and they could find reasons to tell you why I would burn in hell, even though I'm a good person. So the fact that you disagree with other Muslims displays the fact that there is subjective religion. Go ahead.
No, I don't care about what other Muslims think or they say, because I am telling you from the Quran. Because in Quran, God says we do not punish anyone until we send a messenger to them. But you are not in the time of Prophet Muhammad, and you haven't seen any miracle from him or anything like this, prophecy or something like this. But here you have this Quran, but you are not finding suitable reasons to believe in Islam. So I think God will find out something on Judgment Day too. I mean, there would be something, some test for you.
Yes, this is where the threat comes in.
Believe in God, something like this.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. No, it was really cool. I didn't mean to interrupt you as you were threatening with your God. That's cool. It happens so often. I understand. At the end, your loving, peaceful, merciful God is going to torture me. I get that. I appreciate you for that. Thank you, Farad, for sharing that with us. You know what? I'm going to let you go real quick because I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. I'm running out of time, though, and I've got to talk to Ryan about something. It's muy importante that I just haven't got to talk to her about. Thank you for Ron for calling. We'll think about those things. Again, yes, think about that whole who started the universe. Thank you for calling. I don't mean to be rude. Ryan, we're running out of time before the weekend comes. Thank you again. Don't ban him. Just okay, there we go. Ryan, we got like 5 minutes. Tell me about your sci-fi adventures. What are you thinking? We used to do sci-fi Fridays. What's your sci-fi adventures? Where are you now?
Well, so far I think we're getting close. We just actually finished season 1 of Resident Alien, and are maybe in episode 1 or 2 or so or something in the next season, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. Did you
really enjoy it?
That's good. It is fun. Alan Tudyk from Wash, right? Yeah. So what about Andromeda? Did you guys kind of give up on Andromeda? Hard watch?
We watch it here and there. It just depends, like what we decide to put on, like depending on what the actual video is on. Sometimes it makes the decision, because sometimes we just don't want to f around with like Paramount and stuff, because it's effing annoying. Yeah. We download what we can, but not everything's always available, and so that kind of dictates a lot. And it's just so easy to watch Resident Alien.
It is. Let me look up something here. John in the chat wants us to watch Electric State, the movie. I have not. Oh, it's a 2025 film. Okay, I thought it was something older than that. So I will now. It is a full-length movie, though. So that's like an hour and a half at least of my high-quality time, John. John. What you could do for me, I will watch this, John. If you would, as a friend for me, if you would watch the first 2 episodes of Firefly.
See what's up.
Yeah, see what's up. First 2 episodes. I don't think you'll be disappointed very much at all. So, all right, so now that's where you're at. Thank you for letting me know that. Me and the Evil One, we watched, we got caught up on Fallout, and now we are back to Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're loving the Deep Space Nine. We got a $20 super chat from Guitar Dog. Would you like to read it?
Sure. For $20.66, Guitar Dog says, "Howdy, love the show, love the skits. Question: Are you allowed to play other vids from YouTube channels? If so, please play Benny Hinn Sith Lord. Only 1 minute long. Good for sci-fi and religion convo. Thank you for the support."
Thank you for your support. Here's the way it goes. I believe in these sorts of things. At worst, generally what happens, I'll get a little notification, hey, you can't have that part of this in your show. So it'll cut it out of the copy later. But I can play it on the show. So what I'll do, if it's only a minute, I'm going to find it, Benny Hinn, Sith Lord. If I can, I'll play it for the folks here. Ryan can go ahead and go on with her day because we're running out of time. And then yes. And then I'll
Thank you for Better Than Ember, and happy Friday the 13th.
That's true. Ember. I will end this show, and I will also play the Pharaoh's Curse, because the Pharaoh's Curse kind of gives my show that same strike anyway. So I might as well do it since I'm going to play this. So let me see if I can find that Benny Hinn thing for you guys real quick. I've never even heard about it. I mean, Benny Hinn, Sith Lord. Let me go here to the YouTube, probably. I would almost get it. Grant. Bear with me, my friends. And I'm getting text messages from somebody in Discord. But I got so much shit going on. I'll try to get to you, a friend, as soon as I can. Thank you. Bear with me. Let's see. Benny Hinn. Oh, yeah, Sith Lord. Let's see what this is. Boop. And let's see. I'm in it. Oh, Benny Hinn. I'm sorry, man. I was thinking Benny Hill. Is that right? I was thinking Benny Hill. Whole different person, not the same. That's a different picture. Benny Hinn. Let me bring up this video of Benny Hinn. I'm sorry. Benny Hinn, Sith Lord. Let's see what happens here. Share. I hope you guys can hear it okay. And I got to bring it up onto scene 1. And I'll take me off of scene 1.
To ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the first galactic empire.
Oh, that was good shit. That was good shit right there. Thank you very much for that. That was good. Fatality. That was wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and end the show. Fantastic. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super chat. We very much appreciate it. I'm gonna end the show with the Pharaoh's Curse, my friends. I'll see you Tuesday. Stop by Monday for Java and Jugs with Ryan Cultastic and the wonderful ladies from Java and Jugs. Now, once the stream ends, after I do the commercial and I end the stream, it'll kick you on over automatically to Ember's stream, and she's talking about Friday the 13th. Very scary. So here we go, friends. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. the crotch cooties and gave a sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
All right. Thank you all for your support and everything. I forgot to do our super chats. I want to mention that we got some new subscribers today, a whole bunch of them during the show. Hugh Collins, Sinises, Suravav, and Ed Gibson. Some names I can pronounce. Other ones that I can't pronounce, it's only because of my Texas accent. And then we also have some super chats. For $10, Kelly Shearer, I don't know if I saw this one, said, it's true, Brendan. As a theist, I also believe, I did remember to read this. I also believe you need to examine and square the hard questions. That's a good point. It would appear as though our friend Brendan was able to not just square the hard questions, but overlook all of the hardest questions because, and it's just a matter of perspective, really. He's a divine command theory person. He believes what God says is good. I mean, it's just, you know how it is. Yeah, if you can overlook the horrific nature that much, good on you, I guess. Jesse Bear celebrates 13 months of membership. I have missed you all. Hope the pups are well. They are fantastic, by the way. Thank you for that. $20 super chat and $20.60 from Guitar Dog. Howdy, love the show, love the skits. Question, are you allowed to play other videos from YouTube channels? If so, please play the Benny Hinn, not Benny Hill. Sith Lord, only 1 minute long, good for sci-fi and religious conversation. Fun. That was hilarious. And then Flockmaster, Flocky Baby, has been a bronze level member for 10 months. It says quantum foam is great for my hair. Excellent. Guys, I'm going to do our ending here. Thank you very much. Remember, Ember is next. Send safely, my friends.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the goat candle, don't even think. curse.